Hi everyone, it's Mitch, and it is Tuesday, January 8th, 2019, here with your free live show. Of course, we're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You have at least 3 free picks on the show. Lately, we've been giving a lot more. But, of course, our best bet's always over at sportschatexperts.com, as well as sportschatplace.com, Premium and Premium Plus. I'm still in Las Vegas. Be here for a little less than another week. Of course, coming off of last night's championship game. How awesome was that? Here, just happen to have a picks and parlays hat lying around. Leave it there, right? Anyways, of course, got NBA action tonight, and we have college basketball action tonight. Those of you that caught my live show last night, if you have that if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, click that little bell for notifications. You get notified when I go live. I say that all the time in my Dog of the Day video. I know not everybody does it, but we've been going live at halftimes a lot recently. We did it during the college football playoff games, and we did it last night for the national championship game last night as well. So I know a lot of people have sent me emails and messages, posted it in our Facebook group that they really like the halftime shows. So we're going to continue with the halftime shows and where we can do them, and usually on the bigger games is what I think we'll do. So welcome to everyone who's joining us. Got Mario joining us from Worcester, Mass. Worcester. Have friends there. Of course, if you're watching us on YouTube Live, if you can hit that thumbs up, it should only take you half a second, cost you nothing. Sebastian, Florida, home of the Sebastian Inlet. Joe Genovese. From Worcester, Mass. I used to live in Satellite Beach, Florida, pretty close to Melbourne. I used to play at Melbourne Golf Course back in the day when I used to golf. And once in a while I would play there. And they had, people would always be, skydiving, like right next to the golf course. It's like you're playing golf and all of a sudden you see all these people jumping out of airplanes. But it's a beautiful area of Florida, for those of you that have never been there. And they have surfing there as well. I'm not really sure about watch parties in Vegas. I don't really know who's having what. I'm not sure if we're doing Ride to Roswell. I know that Michelle is going to be doing it. We'll probably make a contribution. I'm not sure if we're going to do a promotion on it or not. But I can get everybody a link if they want to donate once again. I know that Michelle is riding. I just know that we haven't really come up with a strategy with her as to how we're going to promote it this year. I think last year we kind of, we'd never really done a promotion like that. So we weren't really prepared for, the massive response from you guys. So, it was a good thing, but it's definitely something that we would do a little differently, if we were to do it again. I'm not really sure. Trying to see if I can see my comments from Periscope. There we go. Sound effects. Window. Comments and reaction. For some reason the comments just haven't been working on here. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks every single day. Our best bet's always over at sportschatexperts.com, as well as sportschatplace.com, Premium and Premium Plus. And if you're watching us on YouTube Live, if you could hit that thumbs up, we greatly appreciate it. It doesn't cost you much or nothing. It takes about a half second of your time. Helps us a bunch. Keeps the show going. We're going to do... I'm talking to people about the t-shirts and the hats and stuff that I know you guys want to do. And I'm probably shooting for the end of February for that stuff. It takes a little while to get it all together. You have to have the design made. Then you have to have them printed out, and then the shipping and everything is always a pain when you live in Hawaii. anybody has a contact for that sort of thing, please email me, mitch@sportschatplace.com. I know that a lot of you guys out there have businesses and have stuff. I'd way rather support you guys than just Google somebody on the internet. So if anybody has a shirt printing business or hat embroidery or any of that stuff, by all means, email me, mitch@sportschatplace.com. Mario Santos. If you lived there your whole life, then you know my friends. But anyways, let's get to today's picks. Let's go to the NBA. Got a pretty decent schedule. You know, coming off of the national championship game, there always seems to be like a little lull, kind of like the Super Bowl. And then it takes everybody a couple days to get back into the swing of things. I know that you guys know I feel really sorry for Nick Saban. I'm sure I just feel really sad about the way he got his ass kicked in last night. And it was really probably the most embarrassing moment of his entire coaching career, where his team just got absolutely handled. It's awesome. We'll get back to that in just a second. Let's give out a free NBA pick in the meantime. We have the Sacramento Kings taking on the Phoenix Suns. The Kings on a back-to-back in this one. The Suns just 2-8 straight up in their last 10 games. The Kings 4-6 straight up in their last 10. But the Kings 5-5 against the number. The Suns 5-5 against the number in the last 10. I'm going to take the Phoenix Suns here plus the 2.5 points. The Kings are on the back-to-back. See a lot of public action here on the Kings, and I'm reading a lot of public action on the Kings in our Facebook group. And I think when you start to see this huge public sentiment and you start to see the line going the other way, it's a really bad sign. We know that over the years from doing this, and we talk about it all the time on the show, but it doesn't seem to ever stop anybody from saying the L word. I'm going to take the Suns plus the 2.5 at home. That'll be our first pick of today's show. Back to a little bit more of the national championship and college football commentary. I just think that you can look at statistics and you can look at all that stuff anytime you want about how Alabama was able to run the football, but when they needed to get the yards that they absolutely needed, when they were down in the scoring zone, they were unable to get them. And it was the Clemson defense. And like I said, on Free For All Friday last week, and I also said it on the podcast, that Tua looked hurt to me. He did not have the same mobility that we've seen him have all season. He looked timid, and he looked just ineffective when he needed to move outside of the pocket. We saw it especially later in the game when he was just getting lit up and he was just getting drilled by that Clemson pass rush. Lawrence, on the other hand, a lot of comments that I read before the game in our Facebook group and around in general said, and Craig Trapp said the same thing to me. You have a freshman up against a Nick Saban team in a championship game. He looked anything but like deer in the headlights freshman. Just took one or two good completions. He was at times he looked like, he kind of looked like he did all season. At times he looked very much like a freshman, throwing passes that you're kind of like, what did he just do? He threw the ball like 20 feet over the guy's head. And then other times just delivering darts down the field where only his receivers could get it, and his receivers were making plays, catching the ball with two hands, one hand tied behind their back, whatever it took. And the Alabama defense just simply had no answers. What we saw from Alabama last night is something that I talked about before the season started, and I think it really shows against the better teams. And as a fan of the Miami Hurricanes, I've seen this several times over the last 30 years, where you kind of get into this mode where you just think they're going to reload every single year. But when you play against the good teams who can possess the ball and move the football on you, regardless of what kind of talent you have on the field, depth becomes an issue. And when players leave, the depth is where it's affected, because yeah, some freshmen like a Patrick Surtain Jr. or when Jerry Jeudy was a freshman or when Julio Jones was a freshman. I mean, Tua, right? Lawrence, guys like this can come in and play right away. But that's the cream of the crop. These are the top of the top guys. Not every freshman can do that. Most freshmen need to develop. They need to put on size. They need to learn the schemes. Not everyone is a Lawrence. Not everybody is, a Tua. Not everybody is, a Patrick Surtain Jr. Not everybody is a Jerry Jeudy. Not everybody is, most of the players aren't. So what happens is even on Alabama, your depth is just affected and you just don't have it. And we saw Clemson the last time with Deshaun Watson beat them. It was the same thing. They dragged the defense up and down the field and just wore them out. The next year, with Kelly Bryant, he couldn't complete the deep passes. But it's just a great job by Clemson. I know the odds are big for Clemson to win it again, but everyone's going to be gunning for them. They barely escaped against Syracuse this season, and they're going to have their share of struggles next year too. You can guarantee it. One thing we know about college football, nothing is for certain. That's for sure. I think if you asked me what the best value is on the current line, Texas Longhorns 20-1. I think that they will at least make the playoff next year. And I think at 20-1, it's great odds. Anyways, let's get to another free pick. We'll go to the NBA, where let's see. We'll go to the game between wow, some tough games out there. Let's go to the Wizards against the 76ers. 76ers opened as a 9.5-point favorite in this one. It's down to 8.5 already. And, the Wizards have actually been playing, they play better without John Wall. I know they're only 6-16 on the road, 16-24 against the number of the season. They're actually 5-17 straight up on the road, 6-16 against the number. 4-6 against the spread in their last 10, just not good numbers. But the thing is with the Wizards, this team is so up and down that you can't even really look at this, that type of thing. I like the way the Sixers are kind of coming together, and it looked like they were integrating Jimmy Butler and really nicely, and he was finally starting to find his fit with the team. But then when he got injured, it's they kind of lose that chemistry, and you almost have to start all over again. He's probable tonight in this one, but he hasn't played in the last 2 games. I look for the Wizards to at least cover the spread in this one. So we'll take the Wizards plus 8.5. I know it's going to be a wildly unpopular pick, which usually is a very good sign on this show. That'll be our second pick for today's show. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks every single day. Our best bets always over at sportschatexperts.com. Yeah. Joe Marie Dominus Chavez obviously doesn't watch my dog of the day videos. It's super annoying. People ask questions about games I already covered. Yeah, we got all day. Anyways, you can tell that we're out of mugs here in Vegas. We got to run the dishwasher. I have my follow your dreams. Inspirational messages, not just picks. We're inspiring. Following our dreams. I always love the Vegas house. It's like I always forget things when I leave, and it's kind of like almost like getting new stuff all over again. It's definitely fun times. So, anyways, we do at least 3 free picks on this show every single day. Our best bet's always over at sportschatexperts.com, at sportschatplace.com, Premium Plus. If you're watching us on YouTube Live, if you can hit the thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. Costs you nothing, but keeps the show free. Going to be doing t-shirt and hat giveaways in the very near future. If any of you guys own t-shirt companies that do silk screening, design companies, anything like that, email me, Mitch at sportschatplace.com. I'm buying this stuff anyway. You guys support our site. I'll gladly support your business as well. Anyways, let's get to college basketball. Got a nice schedule tonight. It's not like a gigantic Saturday schedule, but really just a lot of quality, and that's because we're in conference play. some pretty big spreads for games. Some really big spreads for games, considering that it's conference play. And some games are just, right across the board. Just the lines aren't even moving at all, no matter what's going on as far as, the public action. So just a lot of what do you call it? A lot of homework, I guess, with these college football. We got 2 thumbs down on YouTube. Thank you very much for being a hater. Gotta have haters out there. Shane Russell wants to know if anyone likes a certain game. The place to ask that is in our Facebook group. Certainly not on my live show. You can ask anybody, anytime, what games they like in our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group. We have over 7,500 members in our Facebook group. So if you want to ask about games, discuss games, it's a great place to do that because our members, we don't just have members like some of those other Facebook groups. We have active members, very active members in there. Somebody posted in there a post. Yeah, the haters are everywhere. I know. I've been here for a long time. Ed knows I've been here. I've been doing video for over 10 years on YouTube, and I know about the haters. Believe me, if there's anyone out there that knows them, certainly me. Anyways, let's get to a college basketball pick. There's some big conference games. There's some little conference games. Try a little bit of everything, right? So we have, let's see. South Carolina taking on Mississippi State. Mississippi State's been an absolute home wrecker this season. They had a little bit of a stumble out here in Vegas. They didn't play extremely well, but still 12-1 coming into this one. South Carolina 6-7, not a great Frank Martin team, and they have not covered a point spread at home all season long. Just 3-6 against the number in their last 10 games, while Mississippi State is 5-5 against the spread in their last 10. The thing is that South Carolina looked pretty good against Florida last time out. When you get into conference play, I don't know, the switch just flips in college hoops, and you get a home dog in conference play. You get this weird thing like 57% of the public on Mississippi State, yet the line is dropped from 6.5 to 6, and we're talking about a Mississippi State team. Second road game of the season, true road game. They played some neutral sites, but 1-0 on the road and 1-0 against the number on the road. South Carolina 0-7 against the number at home. We already said that, and just 4-4 straight up at home, yet the line drops from 6.5 to 6. You know where I'm at. I'm at South Carolina plus the 6 points in this thing. It just seems almost too easy, right? It's like everyone's like, man, it's Mississippi State, Mississippi State, Mississippi State. You gotta go the other way, right? It's like you have to. It's just I can't help myself, right? Thank you, Bill, for the comment on the new website. I'm glad you guys like it. It's not 100% complete, that's for sure. It's about 30-40% done. So it was done enough, and I'd been talking about it long enough that we decided to release it. But you'll start to see some changes to the website over the next couple days. Is when it's going to happen. It's not going to be like, over the next few months. There'll be changes, all the time over the next few months and whatever. But over the next couple of days, you're going to start to see some changes, and they're all good stuff. But hopefully you guys like it, and can do all the things that you did on the old website as well, and then also have some things that you like that are a little bit different. Thanks, Phil. I appreciate the comment. Hockey, you must not watch our show. Lisa Decker, good morning. Clemson, yep, nailed it. The thing about Clemson on the money line was that I gave that out as a free pick on the radio show. I gave on the podcast. I gave it out as a free pick on Free for All Friday, Clemson money line, and I also gave it out as a premium pick. For those people that didn't catch either of those things, I stayed consistent the whole way. I went Clemson money line, Clemson money line, Clemson money line, and I bet it Clemson money line. And even on our halftime show, we bet that money line. It was plus 280 for the second half. So if you caught our live halftime show, you heard that the halftime I gave out 3 picks: Clemson plus the points, Clemson money line, and the under, and all 3 of those hit. So the way that you catch our halftime shows, which I'm going to be doing a lot more of those because it seems that everybody really likes those. So I only do the stuff that you guys like. We'll do it, at halftime of some of the big college basketball games and, other things, NFL playoffs and things of that nature. And, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the little bell in the upper right-hand corner. It'll send you a notification when I go live, so you won't be like, oh, I missed the show. It's like you'll be able to see it. Morning, Danny. Morning, Lewis. Lewis saying, yep, I did say it. Sure did. I'm certainly not one of the people in the Facebook group saying, I told everybody Clemson was going to win. I knew Clemson. It's like, I just give the pick. And if you give the pick out before the game starts, everybody knows who you picked. So you don't have to go back and say, I won. We save that for all the other handicapping sites to tell you. Let them tell you how great they are. It's like, what a joke. What a joke. Anyways, Maryland taking on Minnesota. This is a fun one, right? Big Ten basketball. The Gophers 12-2, 8-0 straight up at home, but only 4-4 against the number. The Terps 2-1 straight up on the road, 3-0 against the number. You know what that means? We got a Maryland team that battles it out on the road. This is a gutsy team, and I love underrated teams, and I think Maryland is way underrated. It's like they never seem to get any respect at all. It's like they were a home dog to Nebraska, beat them outright, right? I think we gave it out on the show. Either that or it was a premium. I think I gave it out on the show. I gave it out on Saturday's show. And here they are as a road dog against Minnesota. 66% of the public is on Minnesota. 34% on Maryland, yet the line hasn't budged an inch. Meanwhile, you look at a game like the Kentucky game, Kentucky against Texas A&M, only 56% on Kentucky, 44% on Texas A&M. The line's moved 2 points, 2 full points. So you look at something like this, and I say the big money is on Maryland. And you know what? We might not be the biggest of the big money, but we're big money, right? Our group, we're money, right? We're betting. We don't care. For us, it's big money. We'll take Maryland plus the 1.5. That'll be our fourth pick for today's show. You guys know I'm not big on the even numbers. All I got, that's what we are. But, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube Live, if you could hit the thumbs up, I greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe to our channel and click that little bell so you get notified when we go live. And like I said, we're going to be doing more and more of those live halftime shows of college basketball and everything like that. So I enjoy doing it. It's just sometimes it's inconvenient for me because it's like I can do it on the phone on YouTube Live if I'm out and about. I can't do the simulcast to all of the different places from the phone. Maybe they'll come up with a solution we can do that. Let's do one more college basketball pick. Is that cool? Has everyone got time for one more? All right. Well, those of you that do have time for one more pick, we'll do it. If you don't have time, you can always come back and watch the replay. We got Toledo up against Buffalo. I like Toledo here, plus the 9.5 points. It just seems like way too many points. I know that Buffalo's beaten by 10 the last 2 times that they've played. We're getting just a half point less than that. Take Toledo plus the 9.5. I just think that the numbers don't show that Buffalo is this much better. We know Buffalo is the better team. We know that. It's like you don't have to tell me that Buffalo is the better team here. I know that. But are they 9.5 points better than a pretty good Toledo team? I don't think so. Todd Bowles loves the news site. Thank you. Anything that we can do to improve and enhance the site or any problems that you guys are having, email me, Mitch at sportschatplace.com. Because, like I said, over the next few days, we're going to have some more big enhancements on the site. And over the next few weeks, there'll be even more. But, it all comes from what you guys want. But anyways, I'm going to take Toledo plus 9.5 points. This just doesn't match up for me, right, this number. Because when we look at the way these teams have been playing, and Toledo is pretty good this year. I know they're coming off of a loss at Ball State, but I think they were looking forward to this game. And, teams get caught looking ahead. That's what happened. We know Buffalo's played a really tough schedule. They played their last 4 games on the road, including that game they got blasted at Marquette. But they bounced back, but that was Canisius, right? And Eastern Michigan was not a bad team, but they were 11.5 point favorites in that one. They covered. Buffalo is a good team, but when we look at this, they're only 3 points better offensively, overall than Toledo, and only 3 points better defensively. So that's 6. That gives us 3.5 points to work with there. When we go to the recent games, they're only 1 point better offensively and 5 points better defensively. Once again, gives us 3.5 points to work with. They're basically getting 3.5 free points here with Toledo. I'll take them. Twist my arm. Doesn't take a lot to convince me to put a couple bucks down on a game. I admit it. We are who we are, and we're not going to sit here and pretend that we're not going to bet on a game just because we see just a slight angle and a glimmer of maybe we got something. I think we do in that Toledo game. But anyways, I'm going to take the Phoenix Suns plus 2.5, the Washington Wizards plus 8.5. South Carolina plus 6, Maryland plus 1.5, and Toledo plus 9.5. 5 dogs. We went with 5 dogs. You guys know we do these shows on the fly. I didn't even plan it. 5 underdog picks today on our live show. So if you love the dogs, today was your day. If you like the favorites, you're probably saying Mitch is crazy here. But not the first people that have ever said that. And, I've had people remember our Texas A&M college football pick against Alabama. How we just got absolutely hammered by a lot of the comments. It just happens. I just love my dogs. But anyways, if you're watching this on YouTube Live, if you could hit that thumbs up, greatly appreciated. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you guys. If I don't catch you at halftime of one of these big college basketball games tonight, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great. I'm not sure what I have going on tonight. So I will figure it out, and if I'm around... I have the podcast tonight, so maybe I will be around. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Maybe I'll catch you guys later at halftime of a game. If not, it'll be tomorrow morning. But I will be doing the podcast live with Tony T tonight. So have a great day, everyone.